What is up, Brotastic Voyage Nation? This is your boy Bogsy. I'm so excited to come out here and bring you life lessons, bad dad jokes, and everything else that collides pretty randomly over here. And we're just blessed to be here with you guys, all right? First and foremost, I want to just thank my two homies that are here because they make me feel good because they always tell you you're supposed to give back to the people that need it the most. And I know they need my friendship the most. Uh, it's hard for them to get friends out there. It's one of those things that you just got to do the right thing and give back, right? So, guys, I know it's not been fun for me, but I'm sure it's been fun for you. But either way, dude, we're just enjoying this journey, right? Uh, we got we got my first boy over here. What is his name over there? Gi Jake.
I
Not tonight
guess.
though.
So I guess what you're saying is I'm charity to you. That's what you're trying to say. So you're trying
There
to
you go.
match my thing
I
from
am.
earlier this morning. What's everybody? Jake the Snake, Jacob Sterling, Steve, whatever fits your fancy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bogsy, that was one hell of an opening. I'll give you that, dude.
There you go. There you go. I appreciate it. Well, we couldn't have done this. Obviously, Jake, you and I started this, and then we had that heckler come on board, and he just is like a bad rash in Vegas. It leaves with you,
Dude, this
just
guy
won't.
texts me now all the time and calls me, asks me to play video games with him. I'm like, bro, I
Right?
think
I
he's
know.
mistaken our friendship, dude.
I'm actually a little pissed off at you two because you guys jumped in on the whole we play with each other on the video game shit. And now I don't even get to play, so I don't know what the hell that's all about. But whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's GI stuff I don't understand about. But
Yeah.
well. So what's up? You look like a shaved testicle. What's up, Fred?
That's a good burn. Bazinga. You can't argue with
Wow,
that math,
dude.
man. That is rock solid math.
Wow. Wow. At least I have hair to shave. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. So,
I got a very fertile hair
Damn.
glands.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Fredo, what's up, brother?
chilling, my brother. Chilling, my brother. Just enjoying life. Enjoying life. But you know what? More importantly, living life. That's what it
Mm.
is.
Amen to that. Yeah, I think well, four of us do that, and we'll explain who that fourth is to the one listener that's out there. We appreciate you guys as always. Living life, right? So we've had a 2 week hiatus as we've been doing. We This is the first season and the first episode for season three of Broadcasting Voices, which is Jake. Can you believe that we're there? 3 years
You
in.
know what? You're right. Yeah.
Of
I
course, I'm
cannot.
right.
I mean, well, I don't know. Math is hard sometimes for me. I cannot believe that's crazy, man. But yes,
Right.
this is the first 2025 started off pretty good. I think so.
hmm Well, I think it's going to start off with a bang because I've got you guys a real special treat tonight. So
I'm
before I
looking forward
bring
to it.
my brother on tonight, let's talk about what we always do. And on this day in history, right? So we're filming right now, and we're actually going through the NFL playoffs, right? And then of course
Yes, we are, baby. Go Texans,
college football.
go.
Texans. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, your Texans did make it.
they did.
Um, that was a badass game, dude. Stroud really played his ass off, dude. That was
The
awesome.
defense won that game. We'll
A
get there
defense
though.
did,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And then hell, I'm going for Notre Dame for the college championship. So pulling for college. Ohio State's got a lot of weapons, but Notre Dame, dude. I'm Indiana. I got to back my Indiana boys, right? So
You know who doesn't have a chance? The
the Georgia.
Bulldogs. The Bulldogs.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that is true.
Georgia never has a chance. Yeah.
I
Oh
got double
man.
fingers up for you,
Yeah,
brother. Double
yeah,
fingers up.
yeah. All right. Well, so on this day in history, I felt like this is sort of relevant since we're in the football season right now, coming to a culmination. So in 1969, American Gridiron football quarterback, which why did they have to set up like that? I don't know. Joe Namath, having guaranteed victory, led the New York Jets to a 16-7 win over the favored Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl three.
Of course, it's over the Colts.
I know. And I was like, it had to be my own team, dude. Well, actually, they were in Baltimore. They weren't my team until they came to Indy. So straight up. So I don't care what they did before me. I'm like a forgiving husband. I don't care how much of a hoe my wife was before me. I'm still going to accept her as is now. So-
Oh my gosh. I can't take this guy anywhere, man.
No, not
Jeez.
at all.
So
He's
well,
horrible.
that was that's the way we ended U.S. history, boys.
Well, that's fascinating. Yeah.
I thought, yeah, I just thought it was pretty cool. So anyway, so Jake, what are you drinking tonight? Oh wait, you're not drinking.
I am not drinking, dude. I'm doing dry January. It is the 12th, so it's been 12 days. So far so good. I really, when I watch football, I want a beer though. I tell you what, I told Joe yesterday we
Oh,
were watching the games. God, a beer would be nice right now.
whew.
Just to lay in bed and watch the game. Um, yeah, so 12 days. I think I'm getting post beer. My wife calls it withdrawals, but I'm getting headaches every day all of a sudden.
Wow,
Yeah, like the last 3 or 4 days, I've been getting headaches in the afternoon, so I'm gonna chalk it up to I don't know, something else.
bro, you're getting
But
headaches because you can't drown her out now with drinking. So I'm just going.
well, that I've been wearing my hearing aids all around the house
Oh,
too.
there you go. Okay. Jill, I love you. Don't send me a pipe bomb or something in the mail, please.
Yeah,
I
don't
love you,
open
girl.
any
Yeah,
mail.
I know. I'm not gonna open any mail for the next 2 weeks. Jill, I love you, girl. You know it was a joke. So, but yeah, bro, I
So yeah,
feel
I'm
you.
sipping the water, brother, and I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it. You know what?
I,
Honestly, I do feel better. I'm not as tired. You know why? Mainly because I go to bed sooner.
oh,
I'm drinking beer with you, playing Xbox till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
that's true. We've had those
playing
nights.
Rocket
Yeah,
League and
that's true. We have had those nights. That's crazy. So what about you, Fred Devil Dog?
Hey, you know what? In support of y'all two, I am just drinking lemon
Oh,
water to be honest with you.
there
But
you
look
last
at
go.
night I did
this.
drink.
Look at
I drank
this.
quite a bit last night.
Oh man, we're gonna have a little kumbaya moment
There you
between us,
go.
dude. That's well badass,
I
brother.
don't know
Well,
why you got to go straight there, but
well,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I told
it's
y'all I got y'all's back. I mean, shoot, come on.
you got her back, brother. Well, guys, yes, I'm not doing dry
He just
January.
waits for us to bend over, and then he got your back. That's what he does.
Jeez, damn it. Our guest has no idea what he just got himself into
Yeah.
right along in this thing. He's
This
like
poor
that guy
guy.
that was in the like he's like just in the car when the drive-by went by. He's like, I didn't even know what was going on.
These guys came
But
out of nowhere,
right,
man.
I know they just took me for a ride. Said they were gonna go visit a bank. I don't know what they
Yeah.
meant.
I was asleep. I was asleep.
Right. uh, yeah. So Jake, I feel you because I did dry January last year. I'm not doing dry January. We go to CBC and Pastor Dr. Ed Newton talked about 21 days of basically fasting.
Yeah.
Whatever you like, what you like the most, you give up on. And so we did. So I'm drinking Heineken Zeros.
There you go.
These are actually tasting damn good for a zero alcohol beer. Like, I mean, first of all, why would you want to drink beer if it doesn't have it? I don't know, but I like the taste and it makes you feel like you're drinking. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Sam Adams has a good non-alcoholic beer too.
mm-hmm. I'd heard
I've
that.
had that.
Yeah,
I like theirs. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Now what I
Bogsy,
will,
I got a
yeah.
quick question, man. So you're talking about giving up things that you thoroughly enjoy.
Mm.
Um, I I kind
Somebody
of
had to
feel
bring it
like
up.
there's something else that you said you were going to give up for,
Oh,
and
damn
how
it.
long did that last? Wait, how
Is
long?
there anybody out there that's tooting their Putin? You know?
Oh, dude. All right. Hey, you know what?
And get
Kudos.
that hot tour spit on that
Kudos to
thing. Know what I
kudos.
mean?
Damn it. Kudos to Dallas. Motherfucker. Okay. So straight up, yes, I told my wife I was giving up sex. So
Hmm.
she saw that as a challenge and she goes, "Oh, really?" So I think, guys,
Yeah, all the
that's the
time. Just
trick. That's the
boobies everywhere.
that's the trick. Because man, we were driving
Look,
home from the Corvette thing and she just pulled out her titties. I was like, that's gonna go somewhere, So
yeah.
that woman
Bogsy,
knew what she was doing.
the devil comes in many forms, Bogsy. Let me tell you that. Okay. Sometimes in pairs. Okay. So just stay focused,
And
brother.
definitely in pairs. Yeah, yeah.
Some
Oh,
sometimes in forbidden fruit.
yeah. Dude, it reminded
You've
me of
been breastmatized.
it reminded me of that skit from the Chappelle show when he had the good angel and the devil and they were fighting it out. Yeah. I was like, oh gosh, dang. But yeah, anyway. So yep. Thanks a lot for
Bugsy,
reminding me.
I know you have a guest. I would love to hear this guest thoughts on this. I think
Yes.
we've gotten a lot of good stuff so far. So who do you
Oh
have for us
yeah.
today, brother?
No, we do have something. So yeah, let me just pull right to the point because I do feel bad that we had him sitting here in limbo. But yeah, so this is a guy that I really have not got to know a lot lately. I mean, or not to know initially, but the more and more I've seen him in the office. He's a fellow colleague of mine, and I was really just mesmerized and blown away. Just a lot of things he does, man. Just the way he upholds himself, the way he runs his business, and I had been told that from a another colleague that he had a lot to say, and I was like, you know what? This guy, I want to know more about him because I know that he's in the investor circle as well, the real estate investment circle as I am, and killing it out there. And so I wanted to bring him on. And before I say his name, for anybody obviously is going to be watching this some video later, they're going to see who this is. But this is his bio that was sent to me, right? So he's all professional, by the way. His little secretary wrote up a nice bio. It was
So
badass,
there's the key. The man got a secretary. I mean,
right?
that's
I was like,
you've done something right when you got people to
dude.
do the boring work for you. You know.
Dude, it was damn impressive. I
Yeah.
was impressed. So this is what he says. All right, this is what our guest says. I believe that real estate can be a powerful tool for financial freedom, and I'm dedicated to teaching clients how to maximize their investments. Through personalized financial education, I simplify the home buying and investing process, making it accessible to everyone, whether they're first-time buyers or seasoned investors. And this is what caught me off guard, the epistemophilia that I am. I likely actively look to create new learning opportunities to share. Now, did you guys Google that word by the chance?
No.
Okay. Oh, you lazy bastards.
No.
Um, before I'm not even gonna say what it means because I'm gonna let him say it. Let me read the rest of it. So here it says, deeply committed to my community, I actively serve in various local initiatives and host community events aimed at creating stronger, financially informed neighborhoods. I'm passionate about giving back and fostering opportunities for growth, not just for individual clients, but for the community as a whole. Bam, dude, talk about like the start of this guy's book. I know he's got to write a book soon because he's going to have to.
It's gonna happen.
Anthony White, or what we know him as
Hey,
Mr. Perfect. What's up, brother?
wah, wah, wah,
Welcome to the
wah,
show. Wah, wah,
wah.
wah.
What's up?
Did I get it all there? Did I do it all right?
Yeah, I think so. You did
Okay.
great.
See,
Yeah,
he's always Mr. Perfect, so he's gonna criticize like, no, but it wasn't perfect.
it's
You got to
whatever,
work on it.
man.
I like it. All right. So, dude, tell us what epistemophilia means.
Also, I want you to spell it for me without looking at it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there
Oh,
you
That
go.
was-
Let's really see how
damn,
smart he
damn.
is.
There we go. Ouch. Damn.
it's just a fancy way to say nerd.
Nerd. Nerd. He's a nerd. Well, bro, anybody that looks at you would never ever think you're a nerd, and you definitely give that vibe of super cool, super chill, just some guy I wish I knew more about, and that's why I'm glad you're on the podcast too, because I hope to get to know more about you as well. But you were doing something at our office, and this is really what I wanted my brothers, because I didn't tell them about them. You were doing something in the office on a Saturday that blew my mind, or it was like, or no, it was maybe during the weekday, but it was like spring break or something. You were hosting financial literacy classes for kids. Can you talk about that?
Class.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I started doing the financial literacy for kids. And it kind of has a little bit of a reach, right? I initially started looking at, working with clients. I worked with a lot of clients and helped quite a few people's first time experience. And, when you come in, you get a lot of people with poor credit and people in certain situations, and they're coming to you, and it's the first time that they're there. And you can see that they really need help. And nobody's ever had that conversation. And so over the course of the years that I've been doing that, it's kind of been a constant thing. And I went to a conference or something, and I just really had some reflection time, and I'm looking and saying, number one, with making my job easier here, but also looking at the next generation and saying, how can we help make a difference, right? I know that if I were to talk to my sister, for example, and say, hey, let's make some changes on budget, or anybody, is kind of at that level. For most people, when you're trying to have that conversation, I got my way of doing things, and no, it's uncomfortable to sit down and refigure it out and do some of these things. I learned the habits that I have. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's going to be whatever it is. It sucks. It doesn't work, but it's been working kind of for me, and I'm not going to stop and change. But what I also recognize is most people are quite a bit more willing to change when they're looking for their kids, right? When their kids are doing something and they're, I may not change for me, but I may change for my niece, you know?
Yeah.
And so looking at that, but also looking and saying, hey, nobody has financial education. I don't see anybody having that conversation. And the only way that we're actually going to get there is people actually being intentional about learning. And just my intention was to just kind of get started in the activity, and hopefully, other people will pick up, and, some of it would spread, and we kind of revisit that because, you know, when you look at our economy and you say, hey, we're trillions of dollars in debt, and you also recognize the people that are at this level eventually will be the people at that level, and say, oh, it's only going to get worse, right? If people are not learning and understanding, right? Even as I'm sure having conversations with other people in the office, you say, hey, you make a lot of money, you don't have a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah.
What to do with your money. You're not educated, and money matters. And it's not something that all of a sudden, because you get money, you learn how to do something with it.
Yeah.
And so just my little attempt to start to ding the planet. I feel like, I start here and hopefully it catches. Hopefully other people will pick it up. Hopefully, somebody else will take the baton and go to the next level on it.
Badass. Dude.
Financial studies, it should be way more important. We learn too much useless math in high school,
Mhm.
algebra,
Oh
geometry,
yeah.
some of the stuff, the fundamentals, but they need to teach you a budget class, a financial class.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference learning from saving a buck and spending a buck. I mean, I tell my kids all today, well, why don't we buy that? Because it's a couple dollars more. It's only a couple bucks. Well, that's how you keep your money. You don't spend it where you can't, So that's awesome, man. That's really cool.
How long have you been doing that class, Anthony?
I'd say a solid year, maybe a year and a half. So what we're
Nice.
trying to do is I'm trying to tie it in with some of the breaks. So we try to do summer breaks. We try to do the Christmas breaks, and that's when it's kind of the easiest, or spring break. So we've been doing it throughout all of last year, and we started the year before. We're actually supposed to have one this Saturday, but I kind of launched it late, and I didn't really know how people were going to receive it. So we'll probably cancel this one, but for sure we're going to have one in March. Here.
That's awesome.
Are you writing your own oh my gosh, not itinerary, but the
Material?
curriculum? Yeah, material, yes.
Yeah, this is curriculum that I've created.
Yeah, that's awesome. Damn.
That's really cool.
So it's been a constant work in progress. So it started with just education. We're just sitting down and we're teaching the class, and I'm really, because of the fact that I put the range from 6 to 17, which is a pretty big range for kids, and I want to make sure that it's actually moving the needle. So what
Right.
we actually started to evolve the class now, it's not just instruction, it's a little bit more interactive, where you come in and where are you at when you first get started. We have them come in, we give them some money, say go spend it. You go around, you spend it, we do some education, and we tell you go back and spend it again. And hopefully the second time around there's progress, right?
Nice.
And I also recognize that in one, couple hour class, you're not going to change your whole
Yeah.
perspective, but it's just making little steps. So one of the things I'm kind of most excited about is afterwards, I'll get texts from some of the parents. Sometimes they would say, I didn't know I was going to be in the hot seat. They're asking me these questions. Now I got to go brush up on it, which is awesome, right? But also some where I've seen some people who tell me like, hey, my kid's got ADHD and they never sit down and they're looking forward to your next class. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, because I didn't really think that anybody, was locked in like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I know my brothers are really just blown away by you on that. They didn't know
That
that.
stuff is so smart that he's saying that. I mean, Fred hasn't said anything. He's still trying to understand. That's how. That's how.
Come
Dude,
on now. Come on,
he knew
man.
that he kept his hands under the camera for a reason, because
Yeah.
he was counting. He was like 1, 2, 3. Okay.
He said his
Come
like
on,
he
man.
said his name was Steve.
No, I'm still trying to spell Tony. Is it with
Yeah.
an I or a Y?
He's trying to figure out how he can get here for your next class, Anthony.
Yeah.
That's what he's like. No.
What's
Okay.
the age requirement?
Males,
Right.
etc.
He's like 6 to 17, but he'll make an exception for you. So, so Andy, dude? How long have you been a licensed agent? Because you're agent at KW Heritage, right?
Hmm.
How long have you been licensed?
I've been licensed since 2016.
Okay.
Damn. All right.
All right.
Badass. So you're in your
All
ninth
right.
year. And then you started out. Now you have a team now. What's the name of your team?
The perfect team.
Perfect. Yeah. Dude, talk to me about that, dude. Because I ain't gonna lie. When I don't think I knew you much at all, and I saw this guy going around as Mr. Perfect. I go, who the fuck? I was like, what? I was like, who has the balls to put it out there is that I'm Mr. Perfect? I was like, so then I got to know you and I was like, this guy's cool as hell. So I got to know. Tell me what was the story behind that?
So I am a perfectionist. But where it came from was, the people that go around and correct you all the time and say, "Oh, you mean this? Oh, you mean
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
oh,
Actually, from The Office, Oscar.
yeah. Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
Oscar's known as actually.
Oscar, yeah.
yeah."
Actually,
Actually.
So that was
yeah.
me, and I didn't realize that everybody didn't want to be factually accurate, and so okay, Mister Perfect. And
Ah,
so over time, I ended up keeping it, right, and it wasn't just like I knew that if I kept that moniker, like I would have to play at a different level, right, and so
yeah.
like I played with it back and forth. I kind of like jokingly adopted it. I actually had it in my former career. There was one time because I had it in my email signature, and they started having us do some things where we had to send emails, and I actually had a this one of the supervisors. He was kind of a jerk. He liked to be a jerk on purpose, and I sent an email. We had to do work orders. We had to send him an email, and I didn't say my name on it. He knew who it was. And instead of
Ah,
responding to me, he sends an email out to the entire company and says, whoever Mr. Perfect is, da 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 da. Da. And so that
dang.
time, like kind of wearing it. And then so like it kind of came back and forth. But then even when I got into real estate, it just kind of like I knew that if I actually like publicly wore it, like I can't be no slouch. I feel like
Yeah.
most of the time. I'm like, I'm a kind of a procrastinator. Um,
I mean, who
We
isn't,
all
right?
are, brother. Yeah.
so it was just one of those things that kind of helped push me.
Bro, okay, so here's my thoughts on it because I was like, you know what? I come up I have a unique name, obviously Exposed Homes, and that was there for a reason because of two meanings behind it, but I also wanted to get people to it catches their attention. And right away, I was figuring, dude, you're smart because if I were actually looking for an agent, I saw Mr. Perfect on next to his name, I'm actually going to give you a shot just to try to see that you're not perfect,
Right.
right? So that was genius. It was
Right.
almost like a catch 22. Like, yeah, you're getting more business out because people are like, oh, I'm gonna see how perfect this guy really is, right?
Right.
This guy's
That's
that cool, man.
that's cool,
Hey
dude.
man,
So
when
let
I
me
hear
ask. Oh, go ahead.
Mr. When I hear Mr. Perfect, I imagine this WWE wrestler, blonde hair. That's what I imagine. Mr.
Oh,
Perfect.
that.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
this
If
guy's so
I'm the only
racist,
one that
dude.
that was so
that
great. God,
wasn't
dang.
race.
So-
That was a wrestling. Come on. Oh my God.
God, quit
Oh,
bringing down his
God.
name
I
right now.
said nothing about color.
So
Oh my
And,
Anthony,
God.
do you watch any sports, man? What are you into?
Uh, I don't watch the sports as much as I would like to,
No. Okay.
ooh,
and but man, I'm grinding, and it just feels like
I mean, that's true. If you're working, I mean,
Hey, I kind of feel like he would be a college fan and probably USC or maybe UCLA.
oh,
oh
damn. Why you
oh
gotta
boy,
point?
he's gonna do it.
Dude, he better not. That's it, man. Look at this guy. See, I tell you what, you gotta watch
Look,
this guy.
look, does it make you happy? I'm a 49ers fan.
Mm,
Oh,
that's not any better. I mean,
oh, damn.
but like,
Oh, man. This whole podcast just got messed up. No.
you got to believe in the
Um,
Purdy, man.
bro,
I
here,
mean,
I want to know why you said it though. You wish you were into sports more. Why? What do you mean by that? Tell me.
Well, so I love the camaraderie that comes with being able to the bond, right? Like the
Mm,
brotherhood bond.
Yeah.
A lot of times the best bond or one of the easiest bonds to stick is through sports.
Mhm.
I just like it's one of those things that when I was younger, I was working and I was always at work trying to figure out, trying to make things happen. And so I never got time. And then it was one of those things like I remember a few years ago, like I actually said, I want to find a college team, right? I want to find a college team to kind of get behind. But I'm like, I don't even know where to start. And I don't know who I can pledge an allegiance to now. I
Mhm.
don't know the rules or getting into it or squad. And so it was just one of those things that I felt kind of left behind. It was just like, well, I just have to make a lane somewhere else.
And
Yeah.
it's because you didn't go to college either, right?
I did go to college.
Oh, yeah.
I went to St. Philip's. I went to UTSA, and then
Hmm.
I did not finish.
Okay. All right. Hey, you at least did more than I did. I never even
I
walked in
went
the
to
damn door.
that's what's St. Northwestern or whatever it is over there on 1604 and 151 or 90 and 151. What's over there?
Oh, that Phillips.
No, but
No,
Oh,
no,
St. Philip's is
no,
northeast, like
no,
Schertz.
no.
no. My
Northwest.
niece was going to it. Damn it.
Yes.
Why would they're all in the same school district, right? Old school. Yeah, yeah. So I went there for a little bit though. And I started off when I was a station at Fort Hood in San Antonio
Well,
too.
you can count it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
So,
looking it up now.
yeah, look it
And
up.
that's
And
kind of your job, dude. So
I
thank you.
know.
Thank you for being
geez, I know.
proactive. God,
Yeah,
God.
it's about to. How far are we in? 25 minutes. He's doing his
Yeah,
job.
25
All right, there
minutes.
we go.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Like, let me
so
Google something for y'all for
yeah,
once.
yeah. Let me look some shit up for you guys. Maybe that'll be helpful. Poor Fred, dude. So
Vista,
there it is, Northwest
Northwest
Vista.
Vista.
Yeah,
There
Northwest
it
Vista.
is. I did say Northwest. I gave cardinal direction. Okay. I
So
still have some of my army skills.
Anthony, I got to know. So you look very, very young. So you don't have a family yet, right? No kids or nothing yet.
Not yet.
Okay, but are you? I mean, dude, can we know how old you are? I mean, can you give us a range?
It's a secret. I have to have.
Something to drink. And I don't know why it just bleeped it out
That was very secret
right?
that he
Really,
did
dude,
that. I don't know
How
if he
did you
planned that
even
or
do
not.
that, dude? It muted out what he
Anthony,
said. I was
just
like,
go with
that
it.
was-
Pretend like you did that on purpose, dude.
all
That
right,
was so
there we go.
cool.
We'll
that
go
was
with
fire.
that.
That was a
very
boss move.
CIA-ish, man.
Well,
Very CIA-ish.
so you say you're obviously you're workaholic. Would you say that?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you so driven? Is it from how you grew up? Is it just you have these big goals?
I definitely have really big goals. I think that there's some things that I don't know why. I feel like I just want to make a difference. I kind of made a joke a little bit about dinging the planet, but I really feel like I'm supposed to be dinging a planet. I don't know what that looks like. There's a lot of things that um, I'm drawn to, and I would like to. I feel like I just always feel like I'm behind, right? There's just so many things that I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. And some of these things I'm like, I wish the desire would leave and
Yeah.
won't. And it just feels like, okay, I'm supposed to be building these things. I'm supposed to be doing some of these things. Um, I need to figure out how to get the help to support it so that I can get there faster, so that I can actually get a little bit more time um, to do the other things.
No, yeah, no, here I can tell you're a very driven person. Dallas was dinging a planet. He back in the day when he used to date a stripper named Saturn. So he was.
And she let Saturn put it in Uranus.
Yeah, don't.
You know what the?
Marty's gonna be like, here can't hang out with these guys
These
anymore.
guys, they're done. They're
Oh,
trash,
my-
man.
Oh,
she's
all right,
like,
sorry.
Anthony, when you broke into this and being driven, is that something from your childhood that kind of that motivates you to be the better, such a positive and like fast acting, never slowing down type of businessman?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think there's definitely a lot of points in my childhood. Her name wasn't Saturn.
Yeah.
The guest is like, let me read all these out loud. He's gonna bust it. Okay, so now we know not to say anything private.
Right.
Like, damn, dude, this dildo hurts.
Gotcha. Hey,
That's-
all right. Yeah,
all right.
for podcast
All right.
people, man. Whew. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Sorry, Anthony.
No, there's definitely, some of the trailblazing I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a path for others. It felt like when I was at McDonald's, I there was I couldn't figure out how to get to the next level. I remember there's a point where I felt stuck, and
Yeah.
I'm here at McDonald's. I dropped out of school. I don't have these additional skills. I don't know how. I felt like I had plateaued, and I couldn't figure out. And even when I started to jump, and I'm looking out, reaching out, and trying to find somebody who can show me something, I couldn't figure out anybody who was trying to show me something that's at another level. And so that was one of the things I promised myself, that I would do what I could to create opportunities for other people, which sometimes stresses
That's
me.
awesome.
Which, by the way, you said McDonald's, but our listeners need to know you weren't just like flipping fries, brother. Tell us what you did at McDonald's. That was pretty impressive.
So I basically fixed stores at McDonald's. I kind of
Yeah.
came up through the system. From I did start from flipping fries and
Well,
working
yeah.
through and doing all this stuff. But I became a store manager. Ended up running 5 stores throughout the city. A
Yeah.
store I'd usually be there for maybe a year to 2 years, and then they'd send me to another store, and um, that was a pretty awesome experience for me. I'm glad I don't do that now.
Yeah. I bet that's fast
Yeah.
paced and busy.
Yeah. You make a
You
lot
know,
more and
working a lot
control
more
your,
too, though, I'm sure.
yeah,
It's a very hands on job.
control your schedule and everything like that. So what made you get into real estate? What was attractive about real estate?
So it wasn't really real estate initially. I was just, I finally quit McDonald's, and I said, if I'm going to work for a bozo, I want that bozo to be me.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
So I'm going out and I'm doing odd and end things, and I'm just trying to keep pace with whatever's clever. And my mom actually gave me one of those flyers for one of those investor classes where they try to sell you into another investor, program.
Right. Pyramid scheme.
I went to it, and I was kind of fascinated by it, but I didn't know anything about real estate. And so I Googled the class. They said, "Oh, the class that they're selling is a good class, but it's $20,000." And I'm like, "I know I don't have that."
Yeah.
And so I didn't sign up for the next class, but I just said, I feel like if I knew anything about real estate, I could figure this stuff out. I could figure out the stuff that they're describing without having to sign up for this class. I just don't know anything about real estate, and I don't have connections. So that was when I started the direction of going to real estate. And then it just kind of seemed like a natural progression. When I was at McDonald's, I was talking to my employees about budget. I was talking to them about credit. I was talking to them about, some of these things. And so the more and more I started to think about becoming a real estate agent, it was just like a no-brainer. And so I decided to start to build my real estate business, and then eventually jumping into the investing also. And it's been cool.
Dude, that's awesome. Wow.
Awesome when it blossoms like that, man. Just flows smoothly, one step at another, almost like it's predetermined and planned, or the will of someone. It's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're God opens doors, man,
Yes,
and
it
you just gotta be
does.
ready to jump through.
sure.
So, dude, who brought you KW? I got to know who got you over here.
So actually, Brad Burns, who used to work for me,
Uh,
he
yeah.
brought me over. You know,
Wow.
combination, right? So they had been working on me for a little while. He kept saying, "Oh, you got to come over." And for me, I started at Remax, and I'm just the type.
Ugh, yuck, Remax. I don't know if we really like that brand. I don't
Those
know.
hot air balloons
I
can
only have a
suck it.
thing. I only have a chub for exposed homes. That's it.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's right.
Maybe a certain one from the
It's
exposed
it's a
homes.
medium chub, but it's still a chub. Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a softie.
But I had been, they'd been telling me for a while, "Hey, come over, come over, come over, come over. You got to check this out." And I'm like, I had tunnel vision. I feel like I can do well wherever I'm at. So I wasn't really looking. Plus, I had heard that the culture was bad. And then
Wow.
Hurricane Harvey happened, and I just really wanted to do something. I didn't know what, who, however, and the office had actually, took a couple buses
Hmm.
out there, and they allowed me as a Remax agent to come also. And then that's when I became a little bit more acclimated with the culture. And I'm like, oh, this is not, what they said it was. This is actually pretty cool. And then it was just kind of a matter of time.
Badass. I remember being on one of those buses a couple times, and oh no, that one day, but hell, we were down there many times after that. Dude, that's badass. I didn't know that that's how it brought you in.
Mhm.
Huh.
So let me
Uh,
ask you this: coming into the profession for young adults or anybody that's thinking about switching, what do you think is the hardest lesson learned coming into real estate as a rookie? You know, and drafting that, because especially with someone like you, who's like not a whole lot of experience in that realm, right? I mean, cold feet. I mean, that's crazy.
I'd say structure, discipline, and routines. It, it's the easiest to go. It's the hardest to implement. But once you start to put structure and systems and routines, you can get a lot of stuff done a lot faster, right?
Yeah.
There's so many different things. You get in and you got mixers and classes
ugh,
trying to you this
Terrible mixers.
that thing, and there's so much that you can feel like you're doing the work, but if you don't have the structure, like you'll spend a whole bunch of time not doing anything that matters. And
Yeah.
being able to structure and say, hey, I got to be able to make time for creating business. I got to be able to make time for staying in touch with business. I got to make time for making sure that, intentional time for transactions so it doesn't take up my whole day. And being structured in that manner, you can, number one, you can get time back. Everybody gets into real estate. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people get into real estate because they want time freedom and they want to make a whole bunch of money. And there's so much that you're doing that it feels like I don't have enough time and I'm not making any money. But I think the
Yeah.
structure definitely helps give you leverage so that you can actually get your time back.
Yeah.
well, and so it sounds like number one you're talking about is time blocking, right? Building
Mhm.
your calendar. That's what you mean as far as structure. Anything else as far as structure? Maybe are you talking like a CRM or a contact resource management
So
stuff like
definitely,
that?
I think having some sort of a system for staying in touch. A CRM is great. Whichever one that you'll use. Um, I think that definitely for structure, but not just the time blocking. I think actually having a clear plan of whatever it is you're going to do, but also like how I'm going to do things, right? When you're saying, this is the experience that I want to give somebody. I want to be intentional. When I first started, I knew I didn't want to be a real estate agent forever. So I started trying to think about how do I train somebody else to do exactly what I'm doing. So I started saying, hey, when I go under contract, I'm going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. So, and that was one of the things for McDonald's. We had what's called SOCs. Um, and so with SOC, there was literally if you want to make French fries, this is the process to make French fries. You wouldn't think that like you have to have but no, you can actually go pull up a book and you
Yeah,
grab the basket, you put it in here, you drop it in there, you pour it, you hold it exactly how you hold it, the motion, all the stuff, step by step by step by step on how to do that. And when I first got into real estate, I'm like, man, this is so chaotic. Like I couldn't understand, and I
yeah.
started to try to put systems into place. And I think that it gave me a lot more leverage. I wish I'd focused more of my time in the beginning, but when you're broke and all you got is time, like you
Yeah.
give all your time
You're
everywhere.
motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Well, you only have two things to give, either money or time, right? So when you're a new
Yeah.
agent, you got a lot of time to give, not a lot of money. So and I envy you, Anthony, only because and I know that I'll get to Fredo's two questions here in a minute, but I envy you because I read a book on obviously Ray Kroc and the whole start of McDonald's, and then of course the movie came out. But in the book, what it talks about, and you know this by for experience, of course, how systematized McDonald's was. Like
Mhm.
it was just like you just said, they could replace anybody like that and not miss a beat because of their systems. And so you got that a lot of that training. So it's really neat to see that you've been able to implement that in your own business. And I know we're not going to deep dive because I don't want to put the other two people on this podcast asleep over here. But
Yeah.
you know,
They're definitely getting sleepy.
yeah. But maybe one day we'll have to elaborate a little bit more because I do want to hear that. So Fredo, I'm gonna let
Nerds
you
are
ask your.
nerding out.
We're nerding.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Fredo, go ahead with your questions, bro. You had them.
So Tony, I got two questions. One's probably gonna be real quick for you, especially since we just got done talking about making time and not having time for this, that, and this other. But do you make time for a spouse, bro? Are you dating someone? Are you married to someone? What's going on, bro?
I'm not dating. I'm looking though. Like I'm open to it. It's trying to figure out the balance, right?
Okay.
I think now
Yeah.
everything feels so chaotic, and I know that the chaos that a woman brings into
He said woman, Jake, so you're out, bro.
No,
Sorry.
no,
Hey,
no.
that's all right with me, man. This
Damn.
guy is way too busy for me. I'm trying to sit on the couch,
Right,
eat some potatoes, chips, and play some Xbox. I'm not going anywhere anytime fast.
uh,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, thank you for that answer. I got another one for you, man. This was going to be a little bit tough one. It's going to be a two-part question. Okay,
Okay.
is real estate the only investment, or what about some Bitcoin, bro?
So I think that no, I don't think real estate is the only investment. It's the only investment. Well, I have a little bit of Bitcoin. Actually, a couple years ago, I went to a Bitcoin conference just randomly, like
Oh
a big
Yeah.
conference. Specifically, it was when everybody was talking about to the moon, and I'm looking and saying, I can't get anybody to pay attention when I'm saying real estate, invest in real estate, but everybody's throwing, $5, $10 into Bitcoin and trying to, some of the different coins and all the different things. And I'm looking as I started to look at it, and I said, I don't understand it. I wasn't trying to because I was locked in on real estate. But I'm looking and saying, I know that real estate is not the only investment. And so I started to actually look at it and say, is there something here? If this is something that people will learn, well, I want to learn it if I can teach people this, if it's gonna make a difference. So on a whim, I actually went to a conference, and dang, I did not do a good job of keeping in touch with I've actually met quite a few cool people. I met the VP of JP Morgan, had
Hey,
contacted.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's badass.
Actually met quite a few people. Some guy who started, I guess he was the first person to make weed vending machines somewhere, and something else, like all these
Hey,
cool people that I have numbers with, and I have not kept in contact with at all. But I went to it specifically because I wanted to understand it. And when I went to it, that's when I realized most of the people that I knew who were just gambling. Like they didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
whatever. It's
sense.
just they're literally gambling. I
Yeah.
think that crypto has some potential.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to like partition some time to actually get a little bit more learning and understanding, because I know that it's easier and with less money you can get
Yeah.
into it. And I know some people who have made a ton of money with it, right? But uh, do you guys do Bitcoin or crypto?
yes, I believe all three of us do.
Well,
Yes,
yeah, I
absolutely.
was gonna say I've gotten into it pretty heavy, and we actually have a possible sponsor for the podcast. It's like a Bitcoin coach, and it's only Bitcoin, by the way. And people always get that confused. Crypto is not, Bitcoin is one of crypto,
Bro,
right?
what's going on with
Yeah.
your cable, dude? It was over there choking your neck a
Do
second
what?
ago. Your
Oh,
cable was
I don't
that
know what the
was
hell. Yeah, I was like,
so professional,
I
man.
know my
Sorry.
wireless mic went
Yeah.
out. So anyway, so yeah, we do. But I know people are going to be upset at me being the real estate guru that I am if I don't ask you, because I know we just said real estate, but that's one hell of a generic brush. What kind of real estate are you investing in? What have you owned? What do you do?
It's a
Talk to me
very
about
good
that.
question. Good job, Bugs.
So I
Wow.
do pretty much almost everything single family residential. So I do have 5 or 6 properties that are traditional rentals.
Hmm.
I have 4 properties that are um, short-term, mid-term rentals. I have an active flip right now that's going on. So it pretty much anything single family residential. I try to diversify. I actually got into the short-term rentals because I know that I wanted to be the expert. You
Yeah.
know, Airbnb kept being a conversation. People were like, "Oh, Airbnb, Airbnb, Airbnb." So I started to turn a couple of properties in it, and I'm still in the learning phase.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but I specifically am saying, well, let me spend a little bit of time trying to learn this, figure out what works, what doesn't work, to see, because I've been successful at teaching some of my clients to become investors. And
Yeah.
now I can say, hey, we figured out this next way to make you even more money. I got a playbook for it. Here's the playbook. Now you can also use your real estate and start to leverage it even more.
That's badass. Wow. I know Devil Dog does midterm rentals, right? And then yeah, what I want and maybe you can get man, I don't want to dive too much in it because I know we're flying so quick here.
You're flying so
But
quick.
what is really impressive about you as a single one income 1099er is that you've accumulated that kind of wealth doing what you do, right? Because a lot of people, and you and I both know agents in the office, love them to death, but they go in and yeah, they're doing 10, 12 million a year on their own, which is also, but they also have a husband or a wife that's at home as making 150, 200,000. And so they make it sound like, oh, it's nothing. Yeah, I'm on my sixth rental property, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, we don't have the W-2 incomes that give us that leverage
It's
for the
nice,
loan
dude.
products, right?
It's
I know,
nice.
right? Right. What an asshole, right?
Nice.
Both of these guys.
Yeah.
So, what can you just real quickly touch on your first rental? Like, how did that happen? Was it like a subject to? Was it a assignment deal you picked up and just kept, or what?
No, so my first rental actually, um, it was, I hadn't mentally become an investor yet. I,
Mm,
I had actually, my first investment property, the first two, I was just trying to solve problems. I had clients that they were trying to get a little bit more money, and I'm just trying to go through and figure out and this and like, hey, you're going to sell it to We Buy Ugly Houses. That doesn't make any sense. Let me help you make some more. And it really was coming from a place of service, right? And
mm.
so I had a lady who was going to sell her house for like $72,000 after I'm already telling her, hey, I can sell your house for 115. And
Yeah.
we ended up going through and she wanted to sell it to We Buy Ugly Houses. And I said, hey, what if I can figure out how to get you some money? So we did that, 95,000. The next one, it was another client. And that client was, I was helping them sell his properties. They were in the process of bankruptcy. And so he was
Mm,
having to go through, I asked the bank, hey, can I qualify for any more? And they said, yeah, we can give you $60,000. I think they were kind of being funny. And I said, hey, I can offer you $60,000. And that was supposed to be my first rental. It actually ended up being my first flip because I learned now you can't just jump into giving contractors money up front. Uh,
oh yeah, you made that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We've all been there, bro. We've all been there. In fact, that's how I know you're a real investor. You know, because we have all been there. Contractors are like the bane of.
yeah.
They like see the newbies coming a mile away, and they're just like, "Come on, baby."
Like Bogsy when he orders lazy in the night, he always pays them first before they get in the car, and then they take off running on him.
When he goes to the street
Thanks for
corner.
the money, chump.
Oh, yeah. Have fun with your chubby on your own, bitch. Yeah. All right. Thanks for that analogy there, Jake. That made so much sense.
I saw this thing
Uh,
that I got to tell this funny joke. It was the same thing, but this guy rolls up in the street and he goes, "Hey, how much?" A girl walks up to the window. He goes, "How much to let me win an argument?" She goes, 60. And then he goes,
oh
and then
yeah.
she goes for another
Yeah.
40. I'll tell you, I will even tell you that
Yeah.
you were right. And he's like, all right,
Yes.
get in.
uh,
I can relate to that. I think it's
yeah.
pretty funny.
Right.
That's
This
what
is
you're
this.
looking forward to, Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the same guy that watches The Office. You know that kind of
So
stuff.
I had a very similar start. I dropped out of high school, moved in with my now wife of 17 years, then joined the military, realized real quick though, working a bunch of different jobs that I need something more. Um, that thirst that you had, I mean, I'm sure for me, there was days that were really hard, especially joining the military. I mean, what motivated you to keep on going, to not give up and to get where you are today?
I think the biggest thing for me is I don't know. I feel like I have a chip on my shoulder. Yeah, sometimes you got the childhood crap that you want to try and like prove something
Mhm.
to somebody. You got a little bit of that. But then there's also a little bit of like I just really want to be a role model for some of the things. I wanted to one of the things that, and one day I will. Um, Set up a nonprofit specifically to mentor young men and say, hey, here's some things that you can do, right? Teach you how to budget, teach you how to, be an entrepreneur if you so desire, teach you how to, deal with a woman, teach you how, like a lot of those type of things, kind of like the Boy Scouts, but a little bit cooler. Um,
Yeah. And no touching. No,
Bugsy
sorry.
always has to
No,
go
I
there.
just.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it! I
well,
had to go there.
Yeah.
My bad.
Freaking
Yeah.
ghetto.
but
Yeah.
being black, I felt like it, in order to make that connection, to really make that connection, like you have to see the success. And so
Yes.
part of it is getting to the success level to where now when I'm telling you something, it means something, right? You have a reason. Because when you start looking at, in the hood, you're looking at this person. I look at Pookie and say, hey, I like what he has. He's got the women, he's got the money, he's got these things. Now he's my role model because, right?
Yeah.
Being able
Yeah.
to have something else that, you can say, hey, this is something that I feel I can do. Somebody else who has some of the things that I want, there's a big part of me that's hustling to kind of get in position for that.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Go.
look, so I'm gonna ask. So could you tell us the states or maybe the cities where are your rental properties located? Are you dealing with a major mileage different and stuff like that, or?
They're all in San Antonio
Oh,
surrounding.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Any with the pool in the backyard.
You ain't moving here. What are you talking
No, I
about,
want to
bro?
Airbnb it is what I'm trying to say.
I have
Oh,
one with the pool.
See,
yeah.
there you go. You got it.
Now with the pool that it burns me up that I really want to hold on to it. It's a
Yeah.
pool property. It's actually right over here, 281 Brook Hollow, 281 Bitters area
Yeah.
Nice.
property. We'll be finished with it probably this week.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well, I know you're
Bogsy
just
doesn't have a pool, and Freddo's is above ground, so that's just yuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But at least I have a pool.
That is true.
Oh
Sorry,
wow.
Bogsy. Yeah.
I have two
Didn't mean to
neighbors that
cut
have
you off.
pools. I don't need to.
That is true, and you do.
I
go in
just
there a
have
lot.
doors
Yeah.
that goes right to their houses. Yeah. Um,
Doesn't
yeah.
matter if he
No.
has trunks on or not. He just goes in.
Yeah, right. I just jump in. So Anthony, you said it, man, and I mean, let me bring it up because I mean, dude, it's funny. We love the diversity that we have here. I grew up in an all black neighborhood. I played basketball. A lot of my friends are black. So you mentioned it, so I'm going to ask you. You said being black, I feel like I have to have that success first. Is it just because? Why did you say it that way? And I'm not putting you on the spot. You don't want to. Is it you think that that's the black culture that like money is made by doing the wrong things and so the success is not really there? I mean, I'm just curious. You caught me off guard when you said that.
So I think that a lot of like I've seen it there. When I was at McDonald's, I remember I had this great conversation. I'm talking to a guy, and we're at K&G, and this guy is working at K&G. We're having amazing. I was off. I felt good. I was dressed up. I went to K&G. We're having a conversation, and we're having an amazing conversation. At the end of the conversation, the guy's like, "Hey, where do you work?" He's like, "What do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a McDonald's store manager." Man, you'd have thought that I told him that I was picking up trash in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like we had such a great conversation, but you could see his whole
Yeah,
everything,
judge you.
right? And same thing. Since I've been in real estate, since I've been starting to get the success, some of the conversations I was already having, now people are starting to listen to. I'm like, I've been talking to you. I've been
Mm-hmm.
trying to give you the roadmap, the play, all these things. What's different? Now, because you see some of these different things, now it means something different to you. And that's just been my experience that that money or the illusion of like, oh, you make this money, oh, you do whatever. Now you must have something important to say.
Yep. Bro, I think it's a universal thing. Hell, I struggle with that too. And I know Scott Malou asked me to teach short sales to his team, and I've been so hesitant just to teach it just because I always felt like I haven't proved myself enough. 618 of them in now, I'm starting to realize like, okay, I think I've proved
Right.
myself, right? But I guess I would tell you that I don't think that's just from coming from my opinion. I grew up dirt poor too, and I've always wanted to make sure that I walk the walk instead of talk the talk. Because you and I both seen way too many motherfuckers in this industry that all want to act a fool on
Right.
Facebook, and it just pisses me off because I know you don't brag on social media as much, but yours are more like humble brags, but they're facts. Like you just got like, what was it about Airbnb? Like one of the platinum hosts or what was it? The super
Host.
host? Yeah,
Yeah.
super host. Yeah, you just got awarded super host or something like that. And that's a big deal if you're in the Airbnb world, right?
It really is.
Do you
So
know that's actually even today it's still really uncomfortable for me. Like I'm forcing myself to do some of those things
yeah,
because I know that it's required. Somebody told me years ago, like, hey, people need to know that you're winning. People need to see that, especially because one of the hardest things that I've been trying to do is get good help. And
hmm
but somebody, that I used to spend time and, said, hey, because you're not telling people that you're winning, people don't know and people want to be associated with winners. And so it's really uncomfortable because I feel like a lot of this, like I don't want to talk about myself. I don't want to brag about myself. I don't want to put that I haven't even posted that I was a finalist for the PT50, right? And I'm like,
mm,
supposed to, but it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Bro, okay. Do I know that person that told you that you have to post out there that you're a winner? Do
Yes.
you, okay. Because I know what you mean, and I don't know if it comes from a biblical background too, but I equate it to what I read in the Bible. It says, the priests back in the day would pray in the streets and tear their clothes and make a big scene about themselves, and yeah, that reward you got was that reward, right? God doesn't want us to be out there braggadociously talk about, oh, look what I did today. And so, bro, I'm in the same boat with you. So, I mean, just low key, dude, you and I are sort of like talking together on this one because I told my wife, in fact, shit you not, it happens. It's like what your feelings are comes out. I would brag about something and somebody would literally comment almost proving my point. They're like, "Oh, well, Mr. Corvette over here, yeah, that kind of shit."
Yeah.
And then it would make me realize, like, "Oh yeah, these guys don't have nearly what I got." So I guess I need to calm down because I don't want to brag and make them feel like they're not worthy of their lives,
Yeah.
right?
Quit bragging, Bossy. God.
Yeah, and that was Jacob, by the way. Hey, Jake
Yeah.
posted on there. He was the first motherfucker. He was the
That's
hater.
right.
Bully.
You guys don't have that feeling, or you guys are just over there counting down the timers over here.
We
What?
were just
Golly.
laughing. I told a funny joke earlier. I guess you missed it, or you might be
Mm.
able to see it still. It's pretty funny.
Okay, I did miss it. Sorry. Um, well, I mean, Anthony, before I know we're getting close to, damn, already the time to end. You said you had a lot of things to say. Anything about the real estate market or the industry that drives you nuts or wishes something you could
Yes.
change?
Any person, particular
Yeah.
company, maybe that you know, someone you do a podcast with,
Has a
maybe? I
hot
don't
air
know.
balloon? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The
Right?
guy
Yeah.
with the Corvette, maybe.
Come on out with it, bro.
Full circle, man.
Oh, geez.
No, a lot of the stuff that I like, I really want to talk about are probably not just, real estate. It's some of the struggle, some of the grind, some of the things that, I being a little bit more of a loner, I'm an observer, right? And there's a lot of things that I've seen that I'm like, oh, I notice themes and patterns and, you know, some things that we could do to build together. With real estate, I think one of the things that I wish people would recognize is that you can use real estate intentionally and become wealthy. I'm not one of those people who takes a whole bunch of people to new construction and says, here, like
Oh, hell no.
that, right? I feel like you can use your real estate with intention. And I actually try to talk a lot of my clients to say, hey, I know you want to buy at the top of your budget, but what if we were to step it back a little bit, be a little bit more intentional, make a plan, get you some equity so that you're not stuck in this. You can actually use it with purpose. And a lot of people don't realize that, it is a bit frustrating because when I have those conversations for a lot of people, it feels like talking them out of their dreams. And I just wish that people would use it with intention.
Bro, and you and I could open up a whole nother podcast on this one because I'm in the same boat. You looked me up. Look how many new home sales I've sold in the 20 years I'm doing this. Barely any. Because I just felt like, okay, let's stop throwing your money towards the builders and let's put this money towards you. There's
Right.
other ways to do it, right? So you and I got a lot of a lot of in common on that. So I think that's awesome.
So I have a question, something that get a little bit light and fun. So Anthony, you sound like you're motivated and dedicated to the profession and working on time, but you have to have some downtime every night. So what do you
Yeah.
like to do in your downtime to relax? Any hobbies, things like that? Because everybody has a little bit something. Yeah, and don't give me the answer working.
I'm
Yeah.
I actually have a goal this year to take more time off. And so for me, it's just, life experiences. I like to try and put my hands on a lot of things. Wait, that sounds weird.
That did sound weird.
I'm glad you said it before we had to.
Did you see?
Yeah.
Fredo popped up. He's like, in anything?
Yeah. First of all, I could be over there in about 4 hours.
But really,
Sausage.
the new experiences, just whatever, like if I don't have to make a whole bunch of decisions and just kind of flow, it can be traveling, it could be experience, it could be hiking. I love to go to the gym. Just
amen, brother.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
About the
Are you a man well traveled? Oh,
No. But I'm becoming hey man, well, I don't know. I think I feel like I missed something. What do you
Yeah, he asked if you go to strip clubs.
Jeez.
That doesn't make business sense to go there.
No.
But yeah,
Well,
that's how.
technically, I mean, you're helping future people get their education.
Wow.
A
Well,
bachelor's and never mind, I'm not gonna go there.
here's
Never
the
mind.
deal, because you know what, balanced life is everything, right? Now you've taken Bold, right? You've taken
Mhm.
Bold. Okay. So I know before Bold there was I don't know if you ever even heard of it. It's called Floyd Wickman. And Floyd Wickman sales training. The first thing I learned on that one was that you block out your time off and your vacation the first thing you do, right? And you don't touch those. There's a like non-negotiable. So even on Sunday, I'm almost never work, and I tell everybody that to this day. And you know what? I've only had one person in probably all 20 years of doing this pretty much push back on it, and it was because they owned a restaurant, and Sundays were the only days they could work. But I said, look, nobody goes hard to paint 24/7 and actually succeeds at a high level. They just don't. You have to have a balance. And I want to be married. I've been married for 20 years. I've got 3 boys. So my Sundays are for family and worship, and I'm getting rested, and then I'm ready to go the next 6 days in the paint. And everybody's like, I have no problem with that. So kudos to you.
Yeah.
I hope you get what you're looking for in that.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah, no homo, dude. You're a pretty handsome dude. So I figured, man, you'd be lining up the girls by now, man. You got
This
the.
guy, dude.
I mean, dude, I'm just saying, like, man, I know my.
Like already kicking Norma to the curb, man.
Wow.
Golly.
I knew this
No,
guy.
no. What his
No,
real problem is just checking everybody out all the time.
gosh,
All the
man.
time.
See,
That's all. It doesn't matter. Just checking everybody.
hey, I said no homo, and now it's okay to say that, right? I said that. No. I honestly thought you were married and you even had kids. That's what I did. Just being straight up with you. I didn't know that. Um, so yeah, I'm sure you got the women beating down your doors, right? I mean, it's and knowing you,
What
you're probably
about you?
so well, no, because I remember when I got in real estate, dude. I mean, hell, Norma hated it, dude,
I'm
because
saying
I'd
Norma
get.
might be listening. Be careful.
Oh, I know she's gonna listen. I'm not gonna hide it, but yeah, it's like as soon as you start making money, and then you feel some confidence about yourself, dude. Of course, I had no confidence in myself at all growing up, so I started feeling like, man, these girls are hitting on me. Damn, maybe I should, leave my wife and go have fun. This business was bad when I first got in, man. So I'm hopefully you haven't seen that side,
On
but
the
damn.
day.
I'm just gonna say we used to have birthday bashes, and that's why KW never has
Oh my
birthday
goodness.
bashes.
Yeah. That sounds
Every,
dangerous. Yeah.
I kid you not, the more
Sounds like HR problems all day.
the sleeping around was wild, dude. I'd be like, they did what? So anyway, crazy shit. So anyway, guys, you have any other questions you have for our main
I
attraction
think
here?
that's on, Anthony. I really appreciate you coming on, brother. It's been a good conversation. Definitely a lot more. I'd love to hear more. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I have to have you back on, brother.
Yeah, I think we need to have him on talking a little bit more about the financial literacy and what he maybe something some of our people would like to learn about.
Yeah.
What's the number one thing he's seeing people need to work on? Obviously, like budgets to me, because I used to be a financial counselor, so that's what I'm gonna say when you talked about any kind of oh, gosh, Dan, I just drew the blanket name. What curriculum, all that shit. I
So
used to
you're
have
not a
all
very good
that.
counselor then.
Right? I don't know.
You're not starting
Hey,
off great.
and I'm drinking 0% alcohol, and I still can't figure shit out. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Drunk as hell.
yeah.
You're just allergic to yeast, probably.
Wow, that could
That's what
be.
happens when you get old, man. It's like,
I
it's just
know.
random, like my knee hurts. Oh, okay.
Well, guys, you gonna have any jokes? Anybody?
I got a couple. I looked up a
Oh,
couple.
okay. Let's hear it.
Let me pull them up here. Let's see. Have you heard the theme song for the Paralympics?
Oh, dear God, I don't know where this is
Oh
going.
God.
Shit.
Oh,
Have
I
have
don't
I?
know if I can do it now. They see me rolling.
No, 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 God. Okay, Anthony, I did not warn you about this. This is the joke session where everything's on the table. So clearly, Dallas is making his little spot in hell for himself.
Yeah, I got one more. I
Okay,
got one more.
go for it.
So straight people like me and Tony here. We got
Hey
Tinder.
man.
Wow,
Hey
God.
man.
Wow.
Look, hey
Yeah.
man.
Okay. So straight people use Tinder. Gay males use Grinder. What dating app do lesbians use?
Wait,
You're
I
not gonna get it.
was
I'm
gonna
not
say I
gonna
thought
get it.
Grindr was for women too.
No,
Is it?
no.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
scissor.
What did you say?
Okay.
It's scissors.
All
Scissor.
right.
God.
What does a robot do after a one night stand?
I know exactly what he does. Damn it! I gave this joke on here.
Did you?
Our listener is gonna hate your guts. Did
He
you
nuts
repeat
and
so much?
bolts.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I just
Yeah.
Google stuff,
Oh,
man.
dude. Oh.
All right.
Yes.
What is a long, wide thing that men carry?
Well,
You've
that
been
was
Tie.
looking through
definitely
my
one I
A
know.
window
tie.
again.
A tie?
A
Wow.
tie.
All right, I do have one about real estate related. You guys are killing me here. This is great.
Not gonna get it.
So Einstein dies and goes to heaven. First person he sees, excuse me, what's your IQ? Person replies 280. Einstein Einstein says, great, we can talk about astrophysics now. Second person he runs to says, hey, what's your IQ? He says 150. He goes, okay, great, we can talk about events of the day. I'm feeling comfortable. Third person he walks into asks them their IQ, and they go, oh, I'm at 45. And he goes, awesome. He goes, well, where do you think the real estate market's headed? So, yeah.
But shh.
Yeah.
You know,
Lost
come
me on that
on,
one. That
man.
was
It was,
not.
no, shut. Whatever, 30-man dry day dry man, GI choke over here. What?
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, it's been great. Oh, real quick, Bill, I got to ask because our listener won't see this. I love billions. What does your hat stand for? Because at first it looked like Axe Capital. I was like, what does it stand for?
Oh, this is not brand.
Oh, I thought it was your brand. I'm like, dude, is that your brand? Is that?
No, I do have some stuff in brand that I almost wore, but
Oh, you should have. You should have totally would have plugged it. Anyway, I thought it was something cool and shit for your own brand. I was like Axe
Turns out it's just
Capital
a regular
Investments.
ass hat, dude.
What a, I know, right? What a
Man,
letdown.
what
All
a
right, man.
letdown.
Just
Man, we were
bummed.
gonna have you back again, but I don't know after that one.
Hat game is weak.
Right? Oh, damn. Well, guys, yeah, you close it out, Jake. It's your deal. Close it out,
I
baby.
guess I do close. Well, yeah, Anthony, thanks for having it. Good luck, brother. Definitely gonna have you on to learn more. Honestly, like I said earlier, finance is very important. It's not taught nearly enough. Um, but yeah, happy New Year's. And for us, it's we like to end on something of a motto, like what's your motto, what's your mantra, some people might say, if you're from California or Georgia, maybe.
Oh, wow. Damn.
So do you have a motto or something like that that you like to live by?
good enough is just not good enough.
Hey, all right, I like
Wow.
that. I mean, hustle, okay. And Dallas, what is yours?
Live every day like it's your last, because you don't know what tomorrow brings.
And mine is stay positive, my friends, and Bogsy.
Live it up and level up every single day. Damn, I messed that up too.
That's-
Doesn't even know
Dallas
his
got,
own motto.
I know Dallas got me tripping, bro. I was like, God dang.
All right, Anthony. Well, we really appreciate it. I had a great time. And for Protested Voyage, I think that's it. Bye.
Bye.
Let's say.